is now 10. It is now 10 a. It is now 10.
I got. That's one of the first ones they had a long time ago.
Help me, please. Help me. Is that Miss Phillips? Where are you?
Everyone who's not speaking, please mute your microphone.
See two that's unmuted. But okay, then moving forward, as we begin this meeting, moving forward on this January the 22nd, 10 a.m., I now call the Mississippi Valley State University National Alumni Association first quarter general body meeting to order, where we have a group of individuals here that is committed to live for service, green and white proud. I now ask Reverend Anthony Brownlow, our chaplain, for meditations, please.
Thank you, President Oliver. Today's meditation will come from the book of Joshua, the Old Testament book of Joshua. In fact, the first chapter, verses 1 through 7, and it is identified as God's commission to Joshua. So after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spoke to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, you and all this people, to the land which I am giving to them, the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your feet or foot will tread upon, I have given you, as I said to Moses, from the wilderness and this Lebanon, as far as the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and to the great sea towards the going down of the sun, shall be your territory. No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave you nor forsake you. Be strong and of good courage, for to this people you shall divide as an inheritance the land which I swore to their fathers to give to them. Only be strong and very courageous, that you may observe to do according to all the laws which Moses, my servant, commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left. You may prosper wherever you go. For this morning's meditation, I'd like to focus on the idea or thought that the divine internship has come to a conclusion and the succession plan is in effect. And so here in the opening stanzas of Joshua, we have this conversation or pep talk that God is having with Moses. And so it is ironic that Joshua has been for some years under the tutelage of Moses. And now God comes to Joshua and informs him that Moses is dead. And in this first chapter alone, God says to Joshua on 4 occasions, be bold and very courageous. And it is interesting that he consistently says this to him. In Hebrew culture, when something is repeated consistently, that is to inform you that it is really important. And so it is this idea or this thought around, you don't necessarily know what you're entering into, but I need you to be bold and courageous as you enter into this new season. And so God is repetitive in saying this, and he's also informing Joshua, so as I was with Moses, I will be with you. And I guess this is a reminder to the incoming officers, just as God has been with President Tolliver and his administration, so will God be with President-elect Redmond and his administration. And there is no guarantee of all the tasks or obstacles one will or this administration will fight up or come up against, but the reminder is that God walks with us. And so that being the case, we should be confident in walking into this new season. And just for, I would suggest, our own humanity, I might be eisegeting in the text or reading into the text. Sometimes we need a signal of sort, and God gives them a humanity or human signal at the close of chapter 1, when the people come out and state simply, just as we were with Moses, so we will be with you. And so in this moment, I say to the body, as well as the incoming officers, so as God has been with President-elect's administration, God will be with President-elect Redmond's administration. And so we should walk boldly into this new season and embrace all the challenges, the successes, and the many things that will be entertained by this particular administration. And that is the morning meditation to initiate this particular meeting. At this moment, I'll ask for any prayer concerns or praise reports that we can entertain at the close of the meeting. If there are none, President Tolliver.
Yes, Glorious Brooks.
Yes.
Glorious Brooks. Glorious Brooks.
Okay. All right, Reverend Brooks, I am acknowledging Mrs. Brooks.
I have one too, Reverend Brownlow. My sister, Barbara White, who's having lung scans done this week.
Okay.
And also I'd like to place myself in your prayer as well. Some of you know that I had a minor stroke on January 10th, but I walked out of the hospital, so that's a blessing.
Amen. Any prayer concerns or praise reports? If not, I'd like to list the actress Regina King. Her son committed suicide, and I think we should look in prayer as well. That being said, President Tolliver, pass the baton back to you.
Thank you for those very, very enlightening and lifting words as we begin today. I think everyone can take those to heart and understand clearly what you've just presented to us through the meditation. Thank you. Dr. Briggs, are you there? Because the time has now come that we will do the swearing in of our new officers. And after the swearing in, I will then proceed to pass the gavel.
Yes, Charlie, I'm here. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, good morning, everyone. It is indeed a beautiful morning to do what? To uplift Mississippi Valley State University. And at this point, I'd like to read the oath for the new officers. So if they can repeat first, state your name.
Gary Redmond.
Hands in your hands crossed.
Right.
Renee Williams Walker.
Thank you.
Norma Quinn.
Great, thank you. I do solemnly pledge to uphold the goals, mission, and objectives of the Mississippi Valley State University National Alumni Association. Perform my duties to the best of my ability as the elected position of the National Alumni Association. Work in a concerted effort with the executive board members and the university to implement strategies that moves the National Alumni Association and university towards its goals and objectives. Support the Alumni Association and the university with my time, talent, and treasures. Advocate, promote, and support one goal, one team, one valley in motion.
Moving forward.
And live for service. Green and white, proud. Thank you. God bless you all. Congratulations. Congratulations to Mississippi Valley State University and the Mississippi Valley State University National Alumni Association. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to congratulate the new officers that has been inducted. And now I will add the passing of the gavel. But first, it has been a privilege as well as an honor to serve as the president of the Mississippi Valley State University National Alumni Association for the past 4 years, where I've been committed to living for service, green and white proud. I want to thank the officers that was on the team. That's Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. Margaret. Thank you, Margaret. Cassandra. Thank you, Cassandra. Norma. Thank you, Norma. Carolyn. Thank you for your team effort to fulfill the vision, to carry out the mission of the Alumni Association that was to support our university. Thank you, Board of Directors, for your oversight to see that the mission was carried out properly and orderly. Membership, thank you for trusting my leadership, because today we can celebrate the 4 C's: committed, consistent, communicating, and coordinating, which has created and built credibility. Thank you all. Never underestimate the importance of small steps, because success is the sum of small efforts repeated. Now, Jerry Redmond, as our newly elected and sworn in president, I now pass the gavel.
Okay,
today.
that got it.
I now pass the gavel today, January the 22nd, 2022, with the authority to you to lead an association made up of alumni that is committed to living for service, green and white proud. Congratulations and Godspeed.
Thank you, Brother Tolliver. And I received that gavel as it converted itself from wood to crystal to let you know that we are headed in a most prosperous direction this year and henceforth and forevermore. So thank you, Brother Tolliver, and I officially call this meeting to order. All right. Thank you all so much for entrusting your love for Mississippi Valley State University in me. It is my commitment right now to let you know that I am here to serve and to continue the legacy of service that all of my previous National Alumni Association presidents have committed to this most wonderful institution. We all know what Valley means to us. And right now I will move through to the introduction of our officers. With the essence of time being before us, you will hear only from the first vice and the second vice president. And then I will continue to recognize each other of the executive team to give you an overview of our president circle and executive team. So, LaShawna McInnes, would you please introduce yourself?
Greetings, fellow alumni. I'm LaShawna Blackman McInnes, Mississippi Valley State University class of 1993, and I am super elated to be in a position of service to the Valley. I am excited about what we will do as a collective body to push our university forward. Every time I hear Dr. Briggs say the mantra for the university, whenever he finishes, I'll say moving forward, because that is what I am committed to ensuring that we do move forward. Yes, we have had an outstanding group of individuals who have served us, and we want to pick up where they left off and move Mississippi Valley State University forward. I am excited to serve. I am delighted to be here, and I look forward to working with you all. Thank you for the opportunity.
Now we will hear from Robert Jackson, second vice president.
Good morning, fellow alumni. My name is Robert Jackson. I am a 1982 graduate of Mississippi Valley State University, originally from Metro City. I am very excited about the opportunity to serve the association and the university as your newly elected second vice president. I am ecstatic about the opportunity to serve with my fellow executive team, as well as the rest of the Alumni Association, as we look, as we continue to do the work that we've been called to do to keep Valley in motion, moving it forward. So thank you for entrusting in me your faith, and I just ask for your prayers throughout this term that I can do all that I've been called to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. In addition, we want you to realize that Mississippi Valley State University has 2 additional affiliate organizations that we will serve in partnership with. That being the foundation board, the James Herbert White Foundation, which is headed by one Ms. Jean Cagney, and the MVSU V Club, which is chaired by Mr. Hubert Owens and has an executive director in one Mr. Patrick Austin. Those are the affiliate organizations, the support mechanisms, the substance gainers for Mississippi Valley State University, and we will be working in concert with that leadership team along with the university's leadership. K-John Meeks is the president of the Student Alumni Association. The Student Alumni Association, previously known as Pre-Alumni, we have forged a strategic relationship with Pre-Alumni, a Student Alumni Association, in that we will be training up our next generation of alumni. We have one, Zaporia Wadley, who serves as our chief social media coordinator for the Alumni Association. We are employing our students. The National Alumni Association believes in mentoring and offering tutelage to the next generation of alumni so that the principles of hard work and living for service lives in their lives from this day forward. I will move through to the executive team to give you an understanding of the full leadership of the National Alumni Association. We have Ms. Cassandra Baxter-Handro, who you have heard from tonight. She is our recording secretary in her second tenure as recording secretary. Lori Weathers, who will be serving as an assistant recording secretary of Jackson Hines chapter. And of course, Cassandra is a member of the LaFleur County chapter. Norma Quinn, she will serve in her second tenure as our national treasurer. She is the president of the Humphreys County chapter. Renee Williams Walker, a daughter of the Valley. She is a native of Belzona, Mississippi, and currently resides in the Memphis chapter. She will serve as our newly minted financial secretary. Margaret Clark, we all know her as the paralegal to the stars and the chief administrator in the Office of Academic Affairs. She is a dedicated, true leader for the association. She's serving in maybe her 4th or 5th stint in a position with the Alumni Association and a true philanthropist at heart. Margaret Clark is the president of the LaFleur County chapter as well and will serve as our assistant financial secretary. Olivia Rain, she is our corresponding secretary. She reigns from the Panola County chapter and is a part of that fevery, just vibrant young alumni who has earned her position to be our chief corresponding secretary and public relations officers to make certain that we are now getting effective communication on a consistent basis on behalf of the National Alumni Association. Carolyn Bridges Jordan, we know her in her role as secretary, as financial secretary, as the what I would consider to be the police for the National Alumni Association to make certain that all reports are filed timely and correct. She will be serving in the role of Alumni Director for Compliance and working very closely with Mr. Second Vice President in chapter support and coordinates. Brother Emmett McKnight. Emmett McKnight is a member of the Memphis chapter. Carolyn is a member of the Jackson Hines chapter. Emmett McKnight is a member of the Memphis chapter, and he will be serving as parliamentarian to help make certain that we are conducting our meetings in order and following Robert's Rules of Order to the best of his ability. He admitted that he came to the table only because his president Jerry Redmond asked him to serve because he was real comfortable in retirement. Reverend Anthony J. Brownlow will serve as our chaplain. I have to pause here because this young man, when you know that they have been called with purpose for what they're doing, this young man is exemplified nothing but sheer collegiality and just spiritual growth beyond measure. He is the president of the Washington, D.C. chapter and will serve as our chaplain and spiritual guide. And we are excited for his leadership in the area of faith for us as an association. Chief Xavier Redmond, a son of the Mississippi Valley family. Of course, if you see that last name, you know there has to be a connectivity to me. He has served as my protector for years, even though I'm older than him. He used to beat me up with boxing gloves. However, he is serving as the Sergeant of Arms and will be coordinating all of our meeting efforts to make certain that everyone feels safe as he serves as Chief of Police for the university and is a member at large. Herbert Fitz Burgess, he serves as a life member in the Memphis chapter and will serve as our financial officer, our financial advisor. He will be offering all sorts of economic information with regards to us in planned giving to the university, advising your chapters when it comes to retirement, and making certain that we understand the ins and outs of investment. Herbert has an extensive background in financial planning and is a great resource for your chapters and members interested in learning more about succession planning and most definitely plan giving to the institution. Attorney Fred Clark, what can I say? This young man has been legal advisor to us for as long as I can remember. He served in multiple capacities for the university with a foundation board membership, the Alumni Association associate membership, chief maintenance and facilities manager for the Alumni House, and all due to his love and commitment to one Margaret Clark, his wife. So he came on last night and offered his blessings to us in our board meeting as legal advisor to the association, and whatever it is that Margaret Clark wants, that's what we will get. So we're excited to have Fred Clark as a part of our leadership team in the area of legal advice. And I might add, he is a graduate of Jackson State, the I love, but he bleeds green and blue, if that's even possible. And then last but certainly not least, we have Mr. George Ivory. Mr. George Ivory serves as the Director of Alumni Affairs. He represents the university. He is our liaison between the university and the Alumni Association. So alumni needing access, needing information, needing direction when it comes to things on campus, George Ivory is your point of contact and will be the place that you will start with regards to contacting and things that you're needing to know about the university. All of our information will be available to you on our newly designed website that is under construction right now. But we will give you an indication when it is live through all of our regular communication communication outlets, so that you will be able to communicate and be in touch with all of the President's Circle and the executive team. So that is the introduction of our officers. Right now,
President
I will,
Redmond.
yes.
President Redmond, please pardon the interruption.
Yes.
There's a question in the chat about the cap for the meeting capacity being 100 that others were trying to get in, and we are at 100.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Wow. That is amazing. I did not realize that I thought we had a 250 cap.
I didn't
Okay.
think it was 100 either, Jerry. I was going to ask you, as I was when you asked for roll call, I was going to ask you if you can quickly go into support and see what the cap is. And if it is 100, ask them to increase it.
Wow.
It'll
Okay.
take a while to do roll call, and you may be able to handle that for us before I finish the roll call.
Yeah, that's Olivia. If you would dive into that, since you are co-administrator now, could you look into support or see if you can find out if it's possible for us to? Wow, this is historic and monumental. And our apologies for those that if we're not able to get you in. This is being recorded, and we will make it available to you along with all of the meeting handouts. This is historic. This is a testament to what's in store. So. I am grateful that we are starting off this year with this number of committed alums in our virtual experience. So we will be looking and trying to see what we can do in that regard as we move to, yes.
This is Carolyn. Another option is if they can't get in Zoom, could they dial the number and actually do the voice? Is that possible?
I think it's Carolyn based still off of a number of participants, whether you call in or if you think, but you could still attempt and try and see.
If they would try the number and just do the voice. Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to transition to another screen here that I need to share that will. All right. I would be remiss, Charlie, if we did not show some tangible respect and appreciation to all of the cabinet that has served, that has blazed the trail for me to follow after even being in a part. So this is for all of the members of the immediate past cabinet leadership, serving 2 full terms from 2018 to 2021. Moving and continuing to blaze a trail for this association to keep Valley in motion. So you keep us in motion. National Alumni Association, in recognition of dedicated service to the Mississippi Valley State University National Alumni Association Incorporated National Officer from the term 2018 to 2022. We have Charlie Tolliver as president. We have Jerry D. Redmond Jr. as first vice. We have Margaret Clark as second vice. We have Norma Quinn as treasurer. We have Cassandra Hansbrough as secretary. We have Carolyn Bridges Jordan as financial secretary for 2018 and 2021 to 2018 to 2021, and served as secretary initially from 2018 to 2019 until Cassandra was put in place. And then most certainly, I wanted to pause to acknowledge Dr. Maureen Gray for her serving as chaplain, because under the season and tutelage of her praying, her introduction and opening with scripture for our meetings, we have had a covering. And it is without fail that she has been able to utter and usher in the Lord's presence to everything that we've been doing as the association. And Maureen, we wanted to say thank you to you and the Bolivar County chapter for lending you to us. And as an added bonus, each of you all will be receiving a complimentary 1/4 zip pullover with the MVSU alumni brand and your name in the front cover. So we will circle back to get your sizes. And this is just a preview of things to come in our alumni store. But I did want to pause and take that privilege to share that with you all as we acknowledge those individuals.
Someone needs to mute your microphone.
Okay, now we have moved to our, we've done our introductions. And now, Cassandra, you can proceed with roll call, and then we will move into the business of the day with the adoption of the agenda and the minutes once she finishes that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, everyone. We have somewhat altered the format for roll call for this administration. We've asked each of you to please put your name and chapter name in our chat box so that we will have a completely accurate count at the end of the meeting. But what I'm going to ask you to do right now, I will call the roll, so to speak, and I would just like the chapter president to answer, And if you know, tell us how many members from your chapter are present this morning. We are excited about the numbers, and we are hoping that if someone has contacted you who cannot get in, inform that person to keep trying. We're going to try and increase the numbers. We had no idea that there was a cap on the number of people that could attend. And we want to make sure that everyone gets in. I know that one chapter president was trying to get in. I think she may be in. I just saw her name in the chat box. And I also received a message that the provost from the university was trying to get in. So we hope that we can get everyone in before we finish. Okay, moving on to roll call. If you are present when I call your chapter, please tell me, chapter president, and tell me how many of your members you know that are on the call right now. Starting with Attala County. Bolivar County. Dr. Gray. I know she's on. I don't know if her microphone is on. Kara Montgomery.
Shirley Butts, 1.
Thank you. Harrison County. Holmes County. Holmes
Leroy
County.
Riley, Holmes County.
Okay.
I know we have 5 online, and I also like to make a report that we have sent in our $500 and also our $1,000 scholarship assessment, and also I sent in $500 for membership. So I told should be a check in the mail, already in the mail for $2,000.
Okay. Does that 5 include you, Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Riley, I see 8 of the Holmes County members on.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Humphreys.
Thank you, Mark, for that correction.
Welcome.
Humphreys County.
Good morning. And we have 5 on the call.
Okay. Thank you. Jackson County. Jackson Hines.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I think I counted 15. We also have some who have been trying to get in.
Okay. Hopefully they will get in and we'll catch them in the chat box. DeFleur County.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Right now I see 5, but I know I have some that have been trying to get in.
Okay.
So.
Meridian. Thank you, Ms. Cox. Meridian. Mr. Vine is on. Well, he was. Natchez. Northeast Mississippi.
Russell Brooks here. I don't know exactly how many we have on.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Brooks. Tibaha. Tibaha County. Panola.
Yes, we have 5 that are on.
Thank you. Sharkey Issaquena.
Not too long ago, we noticed that one of its toes looked really infected. So basically, in between sort of this talent,
Sharkey Issaquena.
really infected and really swollen. And what I understand is
Sunflower County.
Sunflower County, Emma Golden. We have 7 members on. I'd like to make a report of $1,000 for scholarship, $500 for assessment, $1,000 for life membership, $1,000 for national dues, and $500 for recruitment for football.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Golden. Tallahatchie County. Vicksburg Warren.
Brady Tom Jr. here. I think we have 3 or 4. I don't know the exact number. No report at this time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Brady. Greater Washington County.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Laverne Simpson. I think I have 2 to 3 on this morning.
Okay. Thank you. First Carolina.
Good morning. This is Patricia Amos sitting in for President Larney McLaurin. Number attending unknown.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Amos. Atlanta Metro.
Good morning. I think I've identified 3 attendees so far.
Okay. Chicago area. I think Mr. Nash told us he had a funeral today. Is anyone here from Chicago area?
Wanda Fortune Stephen from Chicago area.
Okay. Thank you. Detroit. Detroit. Memphis area.
Good morning. This is Tommy Berry. I counted 7 attended this morning.
Say it again, Mr. Barry.
I counted 7.
7, okay. Thank you. St. Louis. St. Louis. Suburban, Illinois. DC Metro.
5, including myself.
5, okay. Did I miss anyone?
Bolivar County, I saw her come up.
Okay. I knew she was there, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, good morning. Yes,
Good morning.
you did. Good morning, young alumni. We have 8 participants this morning.
8, okay. Thank you.
Good morning. Middle Tennessee, we have 1.
Okay. Is anybody here from the student alumni? And also university employees, please put your names in the chat box for me, name and position. Did I miss anyone else?
Yes, band alumni.
Band alumni.
Yes, your band alumni. We have 5
5.
participating in the call at the moment.
Thank you, Dr. Mason.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Yes.
From Sharkey Isaquina is on the phone.
Okay, thank you.
Cassandra, Francine Miller, Tibby Hall is trying to get in, so she texted me. So just to let you know.
Anyone else?
Gave him as he fasted and prayed a divine solution. Step by step, God gave him solution.
Okay, once again, if your name is not already in the chat box, put it in there for us, please. And please keep your microphone muted if you are not the speaker. Thank you, Mr. Redmond, I'm done.
All right, thank you, Cassandra, for that roll call. And thank you all for your attendance. Chapters, we are here strategizing to begin our support for you to help with the growth of your chapters. We are no stronger than our chapters. So as we move now into today's business, we will call for the adoption of this agenda that is before you and the minutes that were sent in the form of a link with all of the meeting handouts. If you, of course, have had the opportunity to review the agenda for today, and the minutes that were submitted prior to the meeting. I'd like to call for an adoption of this agenda and the minutes. Is there a motion to accept or to adopt?
Barry, Memphis, so move.
Norma Queen, Humphreys County, second.
All right, we have a motion to accept the agenda and minutes as printed and presented by Tommy Berry from the Memphis chapter, and second by Norma Quinn from the Humphreys County chapter. Are there any questions or unreadiness? Okay, if none, could we show favor in this by saying aye for those who are in agreement?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposition?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposition? If none, then the adoption of the agenda and minutes is approved for our audit. Now we will have the treasurer's report from our treasurer, Norma Quinn. And give me a moment to pull up the treasurer report for your review. It is also available in the link for the meeting items as well, but I will be presenting it as well. So Norma.
Good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. We will start with our statement of financial position. Our statement of financial position, as you see, we have total assets of $283,658.61. And we have total liability and equity of $283,658.61. Are there any questions on our financial position? Jerry, if you would move to our income statement. This is our income statement from October 1st through December 31st of 2021. You can see our income, and these are the different areas that we received income from for that quarter. We received total income for the quarter of $157,621.86. We had total expenses for that quarter. If you could move the slide down for me, please. We had total expenses of $200,991.17. And you can see that we had a net income for the fourth quarter of a negative $43,369.31. And let me explain what happened. As you can see, we only took in $157,621.86, and we paid out $200,000. That's because we paid the program support money to the university that had been collected all year long. Jerry, that is my report. Are there any questions?
All right, thank you, Norma,
You're
for
welcome. That's my report.
your treasurer's report. Now we will call for an adoption of the treasurer's report.
President.
Yes, sir.
As a parliamentarian, the treasurer is supposed to act for her report to be approved.
Okay.
Pending audit.
Okay.
Okay. President Redmond, I will now ask if the report will be approved pending audit.
All right.
Leroy Home Council move.
Rico Vance Jackson Hines chapter. Second.
All right. It has been moved and properly second that we accept the treasurer's report pending audit. Are there any questions? If none, then we will ask for a vote of aye for those who agree.
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
And nay for those that disagree. All right, the ayes have it, and the treasurer's report is accepted pending audit. We do have the ratification of checks that were written. We typically are very transparent with the general body to make certain that you all are at least aware of the expenditures that the association does have to take care of on a monthly basis. So within this last quarter, the expenditures that we had to take care of this past quarter are listed here. For transparency with regards to bills being paid, this information is and has been approved by the board, but we always like to make certain that you are aware of all dollars that go out. So I need a motion to accept or to ratify these expenditures that have been paid so that you have a common knowledge of the expenditures that the association pays. Is there a motion?
So moved. LaFleur County.
Second, Russell Brooks, Northeast.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve these checks that were written to be ratified for audit. Are there any questions? All right, then I would ask that you show a vote of aye for those who are in agreement.
Aye.
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 All right, and nay for those? All right, the ayes have it, and we have approval of a ratification of these expenditures that have been taken care of. All right, now we move from the treasurer's report now to the president's entry plan. The president's entry plan is a part of us casting vision as we come into this new administration for the Alumni Association. I'm going to stop sharing there and I'm going to pull up this entry plan. Will be available to each of you via email so that you will be able to follow all that we are doing and plan to do as an administration as we come in. Give me 1 second here. All right. This new leadership entry plan was formulated in concert with the National Alumni Association's President's Circle. We will be employing opportunities for our chapters to participate and understand the direction in which we are going. Everything that we are planning under this administration deals with us moving forward and casting vision. And as the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. And that's Habakkuk 2, simply scripture that is backing the direction in which we are planning to go. We're going to cast the vision and make it plain so that others can see and help us to manifest it. That is the intention of this leadership, to make certain that we are all operating on the same page. As a part of that, we have an aggressive first quarter of events. Unlike before, or unlike times that have not been with us in a while, there is a very active calendar for the National Alumni Association. We've completed our board meeting. We have our quarterly board general body meeting going on now. We are sponsoring in concert with the university and the Mississippi Food Network, a mobile food pantry that is going to be on the 26th. We've got the MLK Black History Convocation. Important for our alumni, we have a notable alumni talk panel that is going to be live, and it is in concert as a part of the MVSU Career Graduate School and Alum Expo that is going to take place on March the 28th and 29th. We are working in concert with the university's Division of Career Services to now have an orientation for our alumni. The graduating seniors will have the opportunity through an opening plenary session and through breakout sessions to become familiar with all of the chapters, the mission, the goal, the purpose of our alumni, and also begin to do initial networking with alumni. So we have a career expo that will be in the Harrison Complex. Every alumni chapter will be represented within this particular career expo so that the graduates and rising seniors will have the opportunity to meet alumni in destination cities that they may be going into when they graduate. So if you are a student and you're graduating and you plan to work in Jackson, Mississippi, you instantly know and have a relationship and rapport with the president of the Jackson Hines chapter. You are now connected with alumni that are going to help you know where to go to church, know where the nearest CVS pharmacy is, or any of the particulars of support that you need as a recent graduate working in the world for the first time. We are working to build a successful alumni, and this notable alumni talk panel, in conjunction with the Career Graduate School and Alumni Expo, will take place March 28th. There will be registration. You will hear information shortly. I've been working in concert with committee and with the Career Services Director, and we are making much progress on our planning, and we'll be in touch with you for registration and participation, all chapters. The Alumni House Spring Estate Sale. We, as the owners of a crown jewel in the Mississippi Delta, in that Mississippi Valley State University DeVere Ball Alumni House, we have some house cleaning to do. We've got to move forward with our renovation, which you'll hear about further down in the meeting. But we do have an estate sale that we're planning. Items, artifacts, old yearbooks, things of that nature will be available for purchase. We've got some interesting artifacts from the association that will be available. We've got old furniture. We've got all kinds of heirlooms. We've got a stuffed deer over the fireplace that we really hate to part with, but we really could stand to get rid of. So I'm saying all of that to say, this will be a great opportunity for you to help us to raise money and clear the house as we prepare for our spring cleanup in preparation for our inauguration gala reception that we will be having. But in addition to that, we are preparing the house for the second phase of our renovation, and we desperately need to get some of those unused and unwanted items out of the Alumni House, and then those others into storage. We have an aggressive spring alumni set right now. Starting April 14th, the J.H. White has a gala. On April 15th, the MVSU V Club is sponsoring Breakfast of Champions for all of our over 127 student athlete scholars that we have. We will be honoring them with a Wheaties box and a whole bunch of other particulars. The committee is beginning their planning for a really exceptional pat on the back for our student athletes. Then the MVSU NAA inauguration and gala reception. We are planning a star-studded alumni best of best, old and new, coming back to pay homage to this administration and all that we're planning. The events committee and hospitality committee have done an exceptional job, along with the fundraising and development committee, on centering this inauguration around the sponsorship and sanctioning of the Dr. Carolyn B. Ford Professional and Scholarly Fund. This fund will be a endowment specifically for faculty and staff. Dr. Ford was a true proponent for faculty and staff and their support in professional development. And it is my honor for the person responsible for me being at Valley and being a success at Valley, Dr. Carolyn B. Ford's scholarship fund. I know there are several of her children out there in the world. So I will be, and we will be calling upon you to help sponsor this inauguration because it's a free event, but we do want your support to help build and benefit the professional and scholarly fund. We will also, after talking with Coach Dancy and his inaugural season of support with the Alumni Association Athletic Support Committee, we will be having the green and white spring football game that Saturday, the 16th. So we have the making of a tradition, guys. We are hopeful that we can have homecoming in the spring. by having this kind of events happening starting on the 14th. And it's tax day on the 15th, or I think they're going to extend it. So it's Good Friday as well. We have every reason to make our way to Itta Bena, Mississippi for this host of events that we're coordinating and planning. In addition to that, we do have the spring board meeting followed where all official blazers are going to be required for our board members. In addition to the virtual spring quarter meeting, we're playing it by ear at this point. We have 2 meetings that we are to have face-to-face. This meeting was supposed to be face-to-face, but because of the variant doing what it does, we wanted to err on the side of caution and be safe and have it virtually. So stay tuned of whether or not the next one will be quarterly, but it is our plan that we should be able to comfortably be coming together in April, and that is the intention. But we will, all of these things are effectively tentative until we see how the variant and the university's COVID policies go. All right, as we move into the essence of this entry plan, we have to build on our data. Our association, because of the change in membership and the change in our dynamics of administration with the association, we are data poor. We are in a position of where we do not have a comprehensive database of graduates from 1954 all the way to 2021.
Jerry,
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I wanted to let you know, to let everyone know, I made an overflow Zoom. It's in the chat box because I want you all to get everybody on so they can hear this when Jerry goes over this data. So check the chat box. There's an overflow Zoom for the members that are trying to get on.
Excellent. Thank you, Olivia. And again, those that missed this PowerPoint will be available to you, and chapters, I welcome the invitation to review it with your chapter members. Again, building on our data, we are working desperately through the creation of our new website and app development. In conjunction with the Technology and Innovation Committee, we are working tirelessly to begin to build a tradition of information, big data that lives with us as an association and rests somewhere in a cloud for generations to come. We're embracing this technology, and we'll be working and making strides and reaching out to you. Now, this has nothing to do with the alumni directory that you may have gotten a card in the mail with. That is an outside vendor working in concert with the Office of Alumni Affairs to deal with a directory of print. We're looking to build our own data that we own and that we are champions of. So this is a process, and we're not going to get there overnight. But when you do receive the email, the text message, or the phone call, please give us your contact information. We must have it, not to sell it to Mary Kay or to book you about who your insurance provider is, but for us to be able to communicate with you about the significance and the information important to us with Mississippi Valley State University and the National Alumni Association. We've stood up standing committees. Standing up standing committees has been very vital to, and will be very vital to our success. And this is all steeped in our Constitution and bylaws. There is a structure and body of committees that we have to have active, and members, inactive members, members that we're trying to engage, life members. We need your participation in these committees. From events to hospitality to fundraising to education, scholarship. We have a host and litany of committees that are desperate for your expertise, for your passions, the things that we know that you are passionate about. We would love for you to be a part of these standing committees. And there are some ad hocs that deal with homecoming, Royal Court, band and choir. We're hopeful to resurrect our alumni choir. Alumni band is already off to a great start by being established as an affinity group. Young alumni has opportunities. We want you involved. I've merely identified right now chairs of these committees. Some don't have chairs, so we are desperate for leadership when it comes to things like our events. So most certainly, let's get involved, and we most certainly need you to be a part of Valley Deers, which is our alumni volunteer committee. More of that information, all of the information and the chair's contact information will be available on our website that will be available to you here in the next week. Enhanced chapter reporting and communications. Olivia has agreed to serve in concert and as chair of our Public Relations and Communications and Marketing Committee. We are working tirelessly to solidify our social media outlets, but let me stop there. I know that we have 75 to 80% of our active giving members that are not on Facebook, that they have check-in text messages or any of that. They are our traditional tried and true individuals that still write a check, turn the checkbook over, put the check number on the back of it and the amount of the check. And then when it clears their account, they scratch it out. If I'm talking to you, you know that you are welcomed and loved. I do want you to know that we're not alienating or going to ostracize you at all. We're going to enhance our ways to be able to
Yes,
communicate with
I was
you
trying to send
more
you.
effectively. So I'm asking now that as we stand up this Communications, Marketing, and Public Relations Committee, that you be willing to serve to help us champion our information and get it out. We will be employing Basecamp, which is a project management tool for the board, which is all chapter presidents and their officers, so that we can share information without overtaxing our emails. And it's readily available to you as a repository. We've got several nuances that we will be instituting and introducing, as well as sharing training opportunities and videos on our YouTube channel to help you understand how to utilize these tools. Building our brand. Building our brand and becoming a champion of our brand. We are the MVSU National Alumni Association. We have a formal crest that is a part of us and is a part of our affiliation with the university, being able to use this and being licensed to utilize this logo along with National Alumni Association, whether it is the horizontal or the vertical tag. This is the official tag or official seal for the association. VS Alumni is our informal brand. You will find this item on more commercial items, things that are not the official documents of sorts, but it will serve as a major marketing tool to appeal and be a little bit more diverse. Our color scheme is Pantone 349 green and 877 silver. This is the color combination that has been approved by the university's communications and marketing department, along with white as an accent color. So this is our color palette. This is our branding. This is our FedEx purple and gold. This is our Coca-Cola red. This is what becomes a brand, and when people see it, they instantly go, oh, that's National Alumni Association. That's the building of our brand. And a major part of that is going to be the launch of our Alum store in April. You'll hear more about that towards the end. The rework of our website, an overhaul of it, and the development of our app. Social media content management, the acquisition and retention of a video producer for the events that we have, so that motion graphics is a part of our social media push and the things that we're doing. And without fail, signature events that people look to on an annual basis. Now, as a part of our entry plan, we are focusing on the Alumni House renovation, which has a complete goal of $300,000 for us to totally renovate. And we've completed one phase of it, the large meeting room area, but we will evolve. And I'll share with you towards the end of the meeting a video that gives you an overview of the entire renovation plan. Race for $1 million. We are resurrecting the race for $1 million, but the National Alumni Association is owning it now. We are one goal, and our one goal is $1 million. The one team, the MVSUNAA, the V Club, and the James Herbert White Foundation. One Valley, supplementing the university. That is what our intention is in order to keep it in motion. And we plan to sustain this giving annually. We mean $1 million in revenue and resources going to Mississippi Valley on an annual basis from the National Alumni Association, not the state of Mississippi, not the state of Mississippi, not them. From the Mississippi Valley State University National Alumni Association and all of the university's affiliates. So if the state budget is $30 million and the state gives us $30 million, great. We will be giving $1 million to the university so that it can begin to do these kinds of things. With $1 million on an annual basis from the National Alumni Association, and the affiliates. It could, of course, be more, but our portion that we're trying to own is $1 million as a National Alumni Association, with a development goal that gives $300,000 every year to physical plant. So when you come back and you see that something is not right with the benches on the yard, the grass, or the restrooms in the student center, or in the union, any of these fiscal plant needs for the delayed maintenance issues that our university and all HBCUs suffer from, us as alumni have to own this. If we care, if we're not going to vote, if we're not going to talk to our legislators, then we have to own this, because this is a university that belongs to the state of Mississippi. And state of Mississippi right now really is not too partial for, Mississippi Valley State with regards to infrastructure, because of the other challenges that it faces. However, we as alumni have to own this. Community development. We talk about Itta not being a true college town. We talk about the bridging the gap between Itta being a fortress for our students when they come to Mississippi Valley State University. Well, in order to do that, we have to have a CDC component. We have to at least begin to practice measures to start planning, solicit grant writers and developers to help us bridge the gap between housing, Itta being a food desert, all the things that make it not so attractive to bring students from a Chicago or from other metropolitan areas to the Mississippi Delta. I am a native of Hollandale, Mississippi. Well, the suburban annex of Hollandale, Mississippi, a small community called Darlove, where a double wide trailer was a fortress for me. So those days are long gone. We have students leaving 3-car garage houses to come to Mississippi Valley State University. So it becomes our challenge to make Valley appealing, attractive. And it's our responsibility as alumni to do our part to work in concert with the university and its facilities manager and the administration and its vision for the campus to bring it to fruition with dollars, not just negative posts on social media, but with dollars. The endowment. Our university's endowment is a critical part to sustaining the university. Right now, our endowment rests somewhere around $2.5 million, I think somewhere in around the last time that I checked. But I want to share with you as alumni that our endowment needs to be about $520 million. That's what it needs to be. Now, if it's $520 million, guess what we can do with that? We can give 3,000 students a full scholarship to Mississippi Valley State every year. So the growth of our endowment, the sustaining of the general scholarship fund and gap funds and all the things that we do that are liquid is important. But we've got to move both of these things along at the same time. We've got to grow our endowment so that we have the perpetual dollars that are going to give in perpetuity to all of our students that we have and that we can attract, and tuition is already there. So what does that do? That now creates an opportunity for other revenue to be utilized to sustain the campus, to do wonderful things, to go after new programming. We have to invest into student and residential life. We have to invest and continue to support athletics. We have to support athletics as a whole, but the strategic strategy right now for the greatest return is for us to enhance football so that we can play the bigger money games to get a greater return to support athletics as a whole. So we're working in concert with the athletic director and the V Club, along with the athletic support committee, to come up with strategies and come up with commitment opportunities for you as alumni to give, and not think that when we're losing, oh, we need to hire another coach. Man, that's what's wrong with that. Man, we need another coach. No, we need money. Coach Dancy needs scholarships. He needs practice facilities. He needs health and strength and conditioning. He needs a lot of things in order to be able to play at Auburn or at Alabama and walk away with $1 million check. Currently, we don't qualify to do that. There are many strides in place that are helping us to maintain. However, let's be real about the support that we need to give, not just the talk. Academic affairs. We are the educational oasis of the Mississippi Delta. We are on the cusp and have the opportunity to be the Silicon Mississippi Valley, but we have got to, as alumni, invest in academics. Dr. Golden has done all, she and Dr. Newsom have done any and all that they can to be understanding of alumni. They're actively engaged as associate members and members, but they need support from us in order to enhance our programs. There's no rule or law that says that we can't support academic enhancement, that we can't send faculty and staff out for professional development opportunities or pay for them to be members of professional organizations through our support to help them to develop professionally and scholarly. That should be our responsibility to make certain that we have quality instructors in Valley's classrooms and that they're being compensated properly. As a retired instructor of a higher education institution, I understand that plight as an instructor, not having chalk, not having a working projector, not having copy paper for the machine. It's a challenge for us as instructors to be able to give the quality education. We as alumni can't turn a blind eye on it. If you were a graduate of a particular program, you need to visit it. You need to ask the department chair, what are some of the needs that they have, so that your chapter or that you can lead initiatives to support them. Faculty and staff, scholarly development, that's a part of that. Information technology and innovation, that's a part of it. That's an overview and a run without much detail, but just an overview to give you a sense of how we could use $1 million going to Mississippi Valley State University to help Dr. Briggs and his administration do their jobs, simply because State of Mississippi just really, it is what it is. Now, I will pause for Robert, our second vice president, to come in to speak to, because he's leading the effort of the entry plan that deals with membership. Robert.
Thank you, Jerry. First, I want to begin by just thanking our past presidents, in particular, Presidents Johnson and Tolliver, for their leadership and what they have achieved in putting us on the path to success that we're currently trying to keep Valley in motion. You know, our ultimate goal is to have an association with membership that allows us to provide active support to our university. And that's both monetary support as well as volunteerism and other areas as well. And one of the key things that, you know, we have to think about too as it relates to our membership is that when we go out seeking support from external organizations, bodies like the IHL, businesses that we may reach out to, foundations that we may be soliciting from, and other sources of support, ultimately, they want to know, what is your alumni doing? And so what we are challenging our alumni with is to be active in your support of the Valley. And active isn't just a buzzword that we're using, but like, you know, we're trying to do with everything within our administration, we want to put feet to those words. So when it comes to active, that acronym talks about alumni committed to investing into Valley every year, okay? So we're not just one and done. We are providing continual support to our local chapters, to our National Alumni Association, to our university. And in order to do that, we have a plan that will move us toward the goal of achieving the kind of support that we want to achieve with our association. Now, I'm really looking forward to working with our membership committee chair, Ms. Ennis Rucker, to actualize this growth plan. And what you see before you now are just some components. You know, it's not all encompassing, but it provides for you a framework as to how we see we can go about achieving that goal of reaching 5,000 members by 2025. And it's broken down into multiple components here. First, we talk about the leadership component. We have to set some very aggressive targets in order to achieve that 5,000 members by 2025, especially when you look at where we are currently. We ended 2021 with 536 paid national alumni members. So that means if we break that 5,000 down evenly over the 4 years that we're looking to achieve the target, we're talking about adding 1,250 members each year to our association. So right now, we still need another 714 active and paid members to hit a target of 1,250 for 2022. And we want to include, life members in that as well. But ultimately, one of the big targets that we want to achieve with this membership is a financial gain and support. So we want, members that are paying into the university, again, actively investing into the Valley every year. So we're looking for people that are going to be paying in each year in order to support the financial targets and objectives that we're looking to achieve. One of the things that you will see coming out is a new chapter challenge target. That target includes both membership challenges as well as financial or giving challenges. And you're going to hear me use this word a lot, but it's aggressive. And we have to be aggressive, and we have to have a very aggressive mentality and mindset in order for us to meet the goals that we're looking to meet. And so when you look at that challenge, don't look at it in terms of what you have done in the past, as an association or as a local chapter, or even where you are right now. What we did, when we were putting those targets together, is we tried to look at what is our potential. We have an unlimited capacity. One of the things that we talked about in our board meeting last night is, we have probably 20,000 alumni nationally. So if you look at 20,000, if that's an actual number, and let's assume for the sake of this discussion it is, if we look at 20,000 national alumni, and you look at the fact that right now, we only have 536 paid National Alumni Association members, that means that we have an enormous potential for growth. If we can start reaching out, getting those alumni to become active, paid members of our association. And so that target that you're going to see is not talking about where you are or where you've been, but it's looking into what is the potential that your chapter and our association has to grow our membership. We talk about, that race for $1 million that Jerry just alluded to. If we have 5,000 paid members each year, then we're halfway to that $1 million challenge, because that generates $500,000 or $500,000 in annual revenue for our association. So that's the mindset, and that's the framework that I want us to start thinking about as we start looking at our membership and we start looking at the things that we're doing to raise funds and grow our membership. Organizationally, what do we need to do to make this goal a reality? One of the things is that, I mentioned Ms. Rucker and her membership committee. We need members from our chapters to be actively engaged, participating in and supporting Ms. Rucker and that committee as they go about strategizing about what are the things that we can do to grow our chapters, to grow our association. From an individual chapter perspective, we have to be singularly focused on growing our membership. We can't do that if we don't even have a membership committee or someone or someones within the organization that are their specific task is to talk about and look at ways on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis that we can grow our chapter membership. And that's the only way that you're going to achieve those targets, that we talk about in the challenge. We have to have focus within each of our chapters, to bring about new members. That quarterly chapter reporting, that's a way of bringing about accountability from each of us on a regular basis into what we're doing, what our plans are, and what progress are we making towards achieving those goals. Public relations. This is going to be one of the key factors to us achieving this goal. One of the things, that people want to know is, what are you doing? Why am I supporting you? Why should I support you? So we have to be very creative in terms of putting out and making aware our entire body of the things that we're doing. We've been doing some outstanding things. We've achieved some outstanding things up to this point. We have some very extravagant plans about what we want to do in the future, okay? But we can't achieve any of that if people aren't aware of it. And that awareness is what's going to create and what's going to generate an attitude of, I want to get engaged in that. I want to be a part of that. When the results come out, I want to be able to look back and say, and maybe give myself a pat on the back and say, I helped achieve that. We want to actively work with our new PR and communications chair, Ms. Olivia Rain, to make sure that we're not only publicizing the things that we have done and are doing, but we're also actively publicizing where we want to go and the things that we want to do so that we can rally and enlist people in being a part of this. We want to make sure, I already talked about, the membership targets. We want to make sure that we are really linked in and utilizing our technology and our social media platforms. And all of you can probably attest to this. When we look at our alumni, and this is no swat to those of us that are older alumni, because I'm one of those. I was thinking about it last night. I'm coming up on celebrating my 40-year anniversary of graduating from Valley. But we have a huge potential in our newer alums to get those people engaged and involved in what we're doing. And some of the traditional methods that we've relied on to reach out to alumni and make people aware of what they're doing may or may not work in the future. We have to, we talk about it in church all the time. We have to meet people where they are, especially when we talk about our newer alums. They are looking at and reacting to things that are much different than those of us, that were, 30, 40, 50 years ago, the way that the things that we react to and that we respond to. So we want to make sure that we're tapping into the things that those people relate to so that we can get them engaged and involved. And finally, strategic planning. One of the things we know, Valley sits in the heart, in the midst of the Mississippi Delta. I'm from there myself. We have an enormous potential of alumni that are right there in the Delta that aren't actively engaged. And again, I'm not pointing fingers or anything. I'm just, like my pastor says, I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. We have people out there that need to be involved. They need to be engaged. We don't want them sitting on the sidelines. So we want to, make a specific effort toward that Delta community of alumni that we have to get those people really involved, in the Bolivar chapter, in the Sunflower chapter, in the Florida chapter, in the Greater Washington chapter. Those chapters that are right there surrounding the university should be overflowing with members. And there's no reason that they can't be. If we, first of all, make it a mindset that we are going to make that happen. We're going to get those people off the bench and into the game and playing with us, to keep Valley in motion and to make things happen. At-large membership. Some people don't want to be a part of a local chapter. And that's okay, that's fine. You know, we're not saying that anyone has to be a part of a local chapter, but we want you to be a part of our national association. And one of the things, if nothing else, that COVID has taught us is that we are not restricted to doing things face to face and in person. Okay, with the technology, with the social media, you know, I can have a person on the West Coast that can very actively participate in what we're doing in our Atlanta Metro chapter if they so desire. And if they don't, the platform that we have here today, you know, we just talked about exceeding our capacity of 100 people trying to get into this meeting. Well, obviously, those folks are all over the state of Mississippi, all over the country trying to get in. They can be a part of it. So we want to, you know, focus on growing at large memberships. If you don't have a local chapter in your area, that does not preclude you from being a part of our National Alumni Association. We want you engaged. We want you involved. We want you joining with us. We want to make sure that as people walk across that stage, grab that diploma, and walk out the door to get ready to start their careers, that they don't forget about Valley, that they don't forget about our National Alumni Association. So one of the things that we have to do is we have to make sure that we are perpetuating a mindset within those individuals before they even leave the Valley, that, hey, once I have, you know, gotten my diploma, my degree in hand, and I'm into my career, I am still a part of the Valley. I am still a part of supporting this great institution that has enabled me to be where I am. You know, I look at myself, you know, I mentioned in my introduction, I grew up in Minnesota City, you know, on a cotton plantation with two parents that didn't even have a high school diploma, okay? But what Valley has enabled me to do is to travel this nation and travel the world and see and experience things that I never would have done, you know, with the background that I have. I owe that all to Mississippi Valley. And so I can't, you know, I can't stop and not support this university that has given me the benefit of achieving, you know, things that I never would have achieved. And we want to instill that mindset into those graduates, into those pre-alumni, that once you leave this institution, think about what it's done, what it has enabled you to do, and what you can do. You know, we talk about paying it forward, what you can do to make sure that people coming behind you have the same opportunity, have the same exposure, you know, reap the same benefits of what you've done. And lastly, you know, I talk about, you know, our infinity groups. You know, we have, you know, some new infinity groups that are being joined. And I greatly extol what those affinity groups are doing in terms of their support to the university. But, okay, we want those people too to be active, paid members of our Alumni Association. It doesn't preclude them doing whatever they're doing in terms of supporting the band, supporting athletics, you know, whatever they may be targeting, okay? But we all know that we achieve more as a collective. And so by them, not only, you know, they've already taken a start, you know, a step in that direction by becoming an affinity group, but now by actively engaging with our National Alumni Association, we can achieve even more in terms of, you know, their individual goals as an affinity group and also supporting the goals of our National Alumni Association. You know, so while all of this may seem lofty, if you would, it is, you know, by no means unachievable. You know, I am a believer, and I know for a fact that all things are possible with God, okay? And so if we pray, if we make sure that we are following the steps, you know, as our chaplain, Reverend Brownlow, has talked about, you know, if we are following the path that God has set us on, if we're living out the purpose that He has put us here for, then we can achieve all of these things that I've talked about here and even more. You know, I talked about potential. You know, we have boundless potential in terms of what we can achieve as an association. but we need you and we need each one reaching one to make those things happen. So again, I just want to close. We're talking about 5,000 by 2025. We want you back. You walked across that stage. You've achieved your degree. You've been out in your career, whether it's been 1 month, 10 years, 20, 30, 40 years. We want you back. It's never too late to come back and engage in supporting the alma mater and the institution that help you on that path to success. So please join with us in making this a reality. And we know that we can make it happen with your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert, for that insight and membership. We will
Redmond.
transition. Yes.
Emmett McKnight. I am a stickler for following the rules.
Okay.
And we are a deliberative assembly, which only means we follow Robert Rules of Order. And when anybody is addressing you, they should precede your name with President. President
Yes,
Richmond.
Gotcha. Thank you all. Let's adhere to the direction and tutelage that our seasoned parliamentarian is offering. As we move now, there's a second phase, there's a third phase to this that our Vice President McKinnis will be bringing to us now. LaShawn, are you ready?
I am.
Yes.
Thank you, President Redmond. I am excited about this next phase and in our discussions of how we can move Valley, keep Valley in motion. We wanted to see the areas where we were in need of strengthening. And as Robert has so eloquently given us the details about membership, that provoked thoughts about how do we increase membership other than just saying, we need your money, we need your time, we need the things that we've been saying. And it led us to come together and say, hey, it's how they see us. It's how they see us. Do they see us actively in the community? Do they see us doing things? And that led us to develop some chapter targets. And we have developed those targets so that they can make the active members visible in two areas. One in the community and two at the university. And it will create a cultural shift that will encourage membership from the onset of graduation. So those graduates each year will know, hey, it's time to start things with the alumni associations in our area because they work and they are a viable part of not only the university, but the community. So the three target areas are education, health, and economic empowerment. Okay, you can go forward. So the purpose of these targets, as I said, is to increase alumni membership and chapter activity within our respective communities and to increase visibility that will attract students. So our first program target is one that's very dear to me, and that's education. And it proposes, and of course, as Robert said with his, it's not all encompassing, but it proposes to provide mentoring and tutorial programs for primary and secondary scholars to assist in academic achievement. So what we'll be doing is, for those of us, and many of us Valley grads are educators, we'll be reaching back to those who are coming and preparing them to even, be ready for college. So we're reaching back to support that. And then we are also doing volunteer and supporting local school and faith-based organizations to support university scholars within, that's another one, I'm sorry, that should have been another bullet. And these things are here so that it provides a platform for local chapters to earn, as I think Jerry has spoken about or will speak about, has earned the opportunity to say, hey, I'm the chapter of the year, because these are the things that we supported under the program targets. So these are things that you could possibly do. So the next thing would be support the university scholars within degree programs with attaining certification, licensure, through financial and instructional support. So your chapter may want to sponsor a praxis event where scholars in the education department who would normally turn away because they cannot pass the exam, you know, offer support for them, or whatever support that leads to certification through degree programs at the school level, and support the university in increasing course offerings and degree programs. You may want to do a talent search for instructors, or you may want to support the university's initiative to increase degree programs by providing adequate funding or whatever under this program target to increase our stance as it relates to education. So we're one, preparing those who are coming to the Valley, those who are at the Valley, and then by visibility, we'll be supporting the Valley in years to come, because as someone just said in the chat box, I know what Valley did for me, and I can attest to that as well. So our next program chapter target is health. And because we're in the Mississippi Delta, we're located in the Mississippi Delta, we know the disparaging numbers as it relates to health. And it's just simply an awareness target where you can sponsor community fairs and symposiums, seminars. You can do local walks together to raise money for all of the national initiatives. You know, you have American Heart Association, those things of that nature that you may want to support. You've got Alzheimer's, you've got all kinds of health issues, health initiatives that you could support as a chapter to meet your goals in accomplishing program targets. Also, you can support the NAA in organizing a health fair at the university and support students who are seeking careers in health-related fields through networking. I just have to pause to say, in 1999, I was teaching in Greenwood, and a drunk driver hit me head on, shattered the left femur, so I have a intermedullary rod there. And as a result of time and pressure on my right side, my hip was misaligned. It was causing back pain and a lot of things going on. And I met a young man at my church who came to a health fair, and he was a chiropractor. His name is Chris Matthews, and he fixed all of the misalignment in my back, and he fixed my hip so they're now even. And the best part about that is he's a Valley grad. And so I'm excited. And he, in talking with me, would be definitely willing to network with our scholars that are currently at the school in healthcare fields who may be interested in going into chiropractic and things of that nature. So giving them an intern, on the job training experience, and think of the impact that that will have on our students. And they'll say, hey, I want to give back, and this is a way that I can give back, increasing visibility. And our final chapter target is economic empowerment. And with economic empowerment, it's just increasing wealth, not only within the university, generational wealth, just a platform to make financial awareness a part of our culture, because it's what we seek to do. How can I make my money work for me, especially targeting those who are young alumni? And so the thing that makes it most effective is it provides a platform for them to understand the power of money, how to save money, how to give money, and how to support the university with their financial efforts. If you would switch to the next slide. Thank you. So there will be forums and seminars in the community on investing, building generational wealth, living wills, and things of that nature. Support the universities and the NAA's endowment, and then create legislative literacy within our local chapters so that we are empowered, so that we can get the things that we deserve to have. Our university deserves to be able to compete with every other university in not only the state, but in the nation. But we've got to exercise our voice And the only way we are going to effectively do that is to become knowledgeable, to become united, and to push those things that will make us a viable force. Our National Alumni Association can be a viable force in our community, in the Delta community, and in the state, but we have to get on one accord. We have to unite, and we have to target those things that will push us forward into the next century. So I'm really excited about it.
Thank you, Sean. That concludes our entry plan. I do apologize, everyone, all 100 plus of you. There's a wealth of information that we plan to share, but we couldn't do it all now. Forgive us for this very lengthy meeting, but very substantive, I'm hoping. And as we plan and strategize for future meetings, we're going to be curtailing because we realize now we're here. You're excited, we want to keep you, and that is the intention of this administration. So as we transition from entry plan, we're going to move right now. I'm going to share the list of the standing committees for you to see what's available, and that'll be available on our website, but I'm going to move right into the Athletic Support Committee that is already moving and working towards supporting athletics. And as a part of that, we assembled the Coaches Corner. We resurrected some old measures from old traditional alumni meetings when we used to have Coaches Corners, where we have, and we'll be introducing you to various coaches from the athletic department. We have the volleyball coach who is new, we have the baseball coach that is new, and we have the softball coach that is new, and thought it befitting for you all to have the opportunity to meet them and hear from them as we move into the last portion of our meeting. We have Patrick Austin and those coaches here that I will, and then Stanley Sisney also available as we move in. So guys, are you here? You can take it away, Stan and Pat, or whichever one of you that are here.
Hello, good morning all. And thank you for having us. We are excited for our role within the NAA and our partnership that we have with the NAA. You know, through talks and talking about effective strategies to help fundraise. The most effective strategy is to make sure that everyone is informed, available, how to support and what the needs are. And so what better way to do that than to actually speak to our coaches themselves. In the meeting today, we have Coach Mariah Prince, who is our head volleyball coach, who is new to the university. So I hope everyone welcomes her with open arms. We have Coach Stanley Stubbs, our new MVSU baseball coach. And we also have Jimmy Buckner, our new softball coach. And they have already been doing well with working with the MVSU V Club to address some of their needs. And so at this point in time, I would like to turn it over to Coach Prince and allow her to introduce herself. She'll tell a little bit about herself, her background, her team, and just happy to be at Valley. Coach Prince, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. How is everybody doing today? My name is Mariah Prince. I'm from Houston, Texas. I graduated from Tougaloo College in Jackson, Mississippi. Went to Alcorn State University where I played volleyball. This is my first year. We did very well. We went 5 sets with a lot of schools that normally we haven't gone 5 sets. We normally, finish in 3. We're working, we're a young team. I'm trying to grow these girls and bring them together and have them all with one goal. But I'm very happy with the turnout from this semester. We did have a lot of losses, but it's only up from here. We got 2 wins this season, and we're trying to grow those wins from 2 to 13 easily. I would like to thank you guys. I thank you, Pat, for asking me to be here. And I am here. I want to be able to meet everyone. I haven't met a lot of you, but I know a couple of you. And I thank you guys for your support that you give me.
Thank you so much, Coach. Next, we'll have Coach Stubbs, and we'll do a Q&A at the end after the coaches introduce themselves. We'll do a quick Q&A and allow the meeting to proceed. Coach Stubbs.
Good morning. It's such a blessing to be here. It's also such a blessing to be a part of the Mississippi Valley State University family. I am I'm a native of Boonville, Mississippi, but I'm an HBCU product of Lane College and Jackson State University. Valley has been dear to me for quite some time now. I've been flirting around with this job since about 2000, and the Lord has blessed me with the opportunity to be here. So I'm so grateful for the Lord and Savior, Dr. Briggs and Ms. Forkey for bringing me on board. You know, been in baseball since 1994. Baseball has taken me to a lot of places, you know, scouting professionally with the Atlanta Braves, Florida Marlins, which is now the Miami Marlins, and most recently with the Washington Nationals, and now as a consultant with the Baltimore Orioles. We just want to bring a wealth of knowledge to these young men. Our biggest platform is academic first is in our program, and then base athletics is second. We feel like if you can get it done in the classroom, you can get it done on the playing field. So we have a good group of young men that we've been working hard, very diligently in the fall, and the season is upon us now. So I apologize. I got an executive with the Baltimore Orioles downstairs in my locker room as we speak, talking to my pitchers about proper preparation and getting ready for the upcoming season. So we're just doing a lot of things here at Mississippi Valley State University. I have a great group of young men. I got a great coaching staff, great support system. If you guys need anything from us in community service outreach, whatever the case may be, please feel free to reach out to us. And we're one team, we're one Valley, and we're in motion now, and we're moving forward. We're looking forward to a successful season. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
You're on mute, Pat. All right, looks like we've got a freeze on Patrick. So we'll hear from Coach Buckner, our new MVSU softball coach. Coach Buckner, welcome, man.
Hey, how you doing today, everybody? How you doing? Today's a blessed day. You know, I'm so glad to be here. I want to thank Dr. Briggs and Ms. Forkey for allowing me to be here. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, you know, home of country music. I don't know if any of y'all have ever been to Nashville. You know, it's a great place to be. You know, you can't go wrong down there. You know, I went to Volunteer State Community College for 20 years. I coached there for 20, and then I coached at FAMU for one under the legend of Coach Wiggins. And then I got the job here. I'm so grateful to be here. I've been working with Patrick and Mr. Tolliver, and those are, you know, great people. And I'm just so blessed to be here and work with you. And I can't wait to meet everybody. And, you know, of course, we hadn't started yet. We start in 2 weeks. And I'm really excited to take over this team and put my stamp on it. These young ladies have really, really worked hard and bought in to what I'm trying to bring to the table for these young ladies, and not only make them good players, but also good student athletes. You know, our team, I'm a brag, our team GPA was a 3.75. Currently, I believe we're ranked 10th in the nation right now. So that is so good right now for our girls. And we're just gonna keep up the great work. You know, it's you have to kind of teach these young ladies how to be great on and off the court. I mean, on and off the field, and teach them how to be good women, good moms, good sisters. And because when they get older, they respect that. You know, all my former players from way back when still call me and ask for advice. You know, some are doctors, some of them are doctors now, some of them are lawyers. And it brings joy to my heart to know that they still call me and want advice and just to talk, you know, talk about the old times. And that's what I want to do with these young ladies. You know, when they graduate, call me, you know, and let's talk, see how you're doing, what your family look like, do you have any kids or anything like that? But it's more about growing, making them feel wanted. And once you get that feeling, they'll do anything in the world. They'll run through a brick wall for you. And that's what I'm trying to build right now. And I got some recruits coming in this next weekend for Pine Bluff. And hopefully they'll like it. And we'll just keep flowing. Okay. So, but I want to thank everybody. I can't wait to meet everybody. I wish we was all in person, but we have to do it this way. But hopefully one day we'll get to be in person, get to meet and eat some dinner and go with that. Amen. But thank y'all, and I can't wait.
All right. Thanks, Coach, and pleasure meeting you, and look forward to working and supporting all of you with your efforts in athletics. That will, in essence of time, we will, if you have some questions and comments for the coaches, just trying to be leery of time, let's go ahead and just add those to the chat. If you had some specific coaches, questions for the coaches in the coaches corner, go ahead and add those to the chat, and we will move expeditiously through these last 2 points. And then we will get you out of here and be prepped for the next. Coaches, thank you all so much for absorbing all of this great information about the association. We will be looking for associate membership from you guys to help us reach that $5,000 mark. We'll talk some more. Thank you guys. We appreciate you. All right, we move now into unfinished business. I will move you guys through these points that we have very quickly. On last meeting, we had approval to transition from our membership management portal simply because it was too robust for us as an association. But everything happens for a reason. We experienced that relationship with your membership and community brands, the company that offered that platform, enough for us to get our own intelligence about what we need to curtail and build a system that is specific to us. So we will be transitioning by the end of the month to a new online membership management piece that we have built from the ground up, specifically to us. That is going to accommodate us as we bring in 5,000 plus members to our association and not have to garner the expense associated with that online platform. I was fortunate enough to be a computer science major from Mississippi Valley State University, so I understood enough about how to do site mapping and planning to understand Daryl James's database class enough to understand what we needed to do in order to help save dollars for our institution and for our alumni association. So we will be transitioning to our new website that will be a part of our membership management. The DeVero Ball Alumni Renovation. We are in the midst of the DeVero Ball Alumni Renovation period. You will see a video that we have done that will explain all aspects of the renovation to you. It's about a 9-minute docu-series, if you would, but I wanted to be as in-depth as I could with you about the planning and what's going into the renovation of the Alumni House. So that will be available front and center on the website. And in social media. I'll share that with you all so you will be able to see that video in full. New business, as we transition to new business, we have an official financial institution search going on right now, if you would. As a part of, and the minutes will reflect that we have this new administration, we do have to maintain the existing transition of leaders into the new signatories for the bank account, which we have some designations for. But just to give you some insight on that, our officers that will be handling and receiving dollars will be bonded. There will be a surety bond tied to each of our financial officers. That is our assistant financial secretary, our financial secretary, our treasurer, and myself will be bonded in the event that we have any issues with our dollars. This furthers that transparency and the integrity of how we plan to operate as an association by having those surety bonds on all of the individuals that will be handling revenue. Lastly, we will be rolling out our alum store in April. There is a committee that has been defined as the Alum Store Committee, and that committee is co-chaired by one Jacqueline Carson and one Dietrich Johnson, who are merchandising specialists. And this is all talent that we have right inside of our National Alumni Association. Both are active members looking to formulate, Jacqueline is looking to form the Canton chapter, and Deatrice is committing to be a member at large. But all being active, they are chairing the Alum Store Committee. And I will do just a soft, let me give you just a, I know it's gonna get everybody upset and on fire about wanting to purchase goods and items, but we will not be ready until the April launch, and we will be following up with you with a soft launch in April for our store. So give me one moment to go to the store page. And this is our Alum store, just a dry run overview of the different items that we will be able to sell. Now, this is through a partnership with Thematical. Thematical will handle all of the production, all of the fulfillment, and we will be working on a partnership agreement that gives us our profits from the costs. So there is a mild subscription that we will pay annually for this, but we will have life membership collections, and all the proceeds, all of the profits from this go directly to the National Alumni Association for university program support. So we will be generating revenue from these items that we will be producing. Chapters, they're going to be encouraging, the co-chairs are going to be encouraging group orders. These could be used as fundraisers within your communities. There will be several new items coming out regularly. What I love about the setup is you get to kind of see the product in this kind of 360, shows you the product all the way around. It's very user-friendly. There will be customer support through our co-chairs. There are several products that are not, this is the first round. We have tumblers, we have the lapel pins and jackets, and we have all types of apparel that will be available to us. And this is all through a partnership that we're establishing with our own members. So we're excited. That was just a soft look at. We will be coming back with a full rundown in April as we launch it. And this is a quick peek at our website that is under development as well. We have several things moving. The hour has been well spent. I think this is a blessed day that we've been in, and I'm excited to be a part of this great association and leading this effort. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the newly minted and approved Band Affinity Group that was launched and approved on last evening, and we will be following up with a chartering ceremony with all of its leadership and its members. I am too excited. Oh, Jacqueline Carson is on the line. Jackie, just wave to the people so they can put a face with the individual to reach out to with regards to all of this wonderful apparel that is going to benefit us. We have our own apparel. We've got our own brand. We have our web presence. We have our committee stood up. We've got tireless, committed leadership. We've got great wisdom seekers in Charlie and John and all of the previous administration. We have your prayers. I am ecstatic to be your president. I have an open door policy. If you need to reach me, please call me. If you don't get me, leave me a message and I promise I'll call you back. My situation stems around the fact that if you are active, you have my attention. If you are inactive, I'm going to direct you to the Office of Alumni Affairs. But know that you will get directed to the right source to be able to get you the help that you need because you are a member of the national, you are an alum of Mississippi Valley State University. With all minds being clear, we're at the end. Those were my remarks. I am eternally grateful for this opportunity and look forward to working. I will now turn you over to Reverend Brownlow, and we will commit and close up within a 2-hour window, which was my prayer. So Reverend Brownlow, if you could take us out.
Amen. Thank you, President Redmond. Let us still our hearts and minds. Oh God, we're thankful for this opportunity to gather. And God, we're grateful for all whom participated this day. The energy and enthusiasm that is present in this moment, we're grateful for. God, we've had at least 100 households represented on this day and so many more desiring to be a part of this conversation. For that, we're thankful. God, for our institution itself, how it's transformed our lives, afforded us passports into opportunities that we couldn't even imagine. For that, God, we're thankful. Here in this moment, we're grateful for the vision and the leadership of the newly appointed or the newly elected officers of the National Alumni Association. God, we're thankful for the gifts of all those associated with this body, how we will see that come to fruition in the life of our institution. God, we're thankful for this robust agenda that has been orchestrated or designed and crafted for our community, how it will transform the lives of the students that are there on campus and our institution moving forward. God, we ask that your hedge of protection remain around each person on this call in the age of COVID-19. God, we know that there are probably some prayer concerns that have not been uttered, but we do have a list and we'll at this moment acknowledge those. God, we ask that your presence park itself in the home of Gloria Brooks. We ask also, God, to visit the home of Barbara White, continue to be a covering for Ms. Hansbrough, as well as Regina King in the loss of her son. God, as we lift up these words of praise and petition, we ask that all of us always be sensitive to the messages you have for our hearts and our minds. We ask, God, that you remind us that you're in the business of holding our hands, regardless of if we're sitting or residing by still waters or commuting in the valley of the shadow of death. Thank you, God, for all that you do for all of us. In your son, Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right. The hours have been well spent. I thank God for each of you. I look forward to working with you all, and you have a great rest of the day. Goodbye.
President Redmond.
Goodbye, everybody.
President
Yes.
Redmond.
Yes, sir.
I thought you were going to do the video presentation of the renovations for the Alumni House.
But yeah, I can leave it out since we've dismissed. I'll play it. I'll still leave. So if you all want to stay in, and I'll share the screen, and you can most certainly view the video for those of you that want. Thank you, Margaret, for that.
Greetings to my fellow alums and friends. As a proud 1968 graduate of Mississippi Valley State University, continuing to live for service, the new era of the Alumni House begins now. As president of the association, the house will be renovated to provide services for the alumni now and the 21st century and beyond. The Alumni House will become a destination where alumni can come and cultivate memories and relationships. The experience can mean only one thing, and that is a lifelong engagement that will help to build and grow our university's brand through a strong network. We have partnered with our university's engineering technology department, Daniel Splangard, who is the instructor, and Jeremy Evans, who is the student. I know each of you, my fellow alums, will be equally as excited as I am, and will seize the moment to support the upgrades and remodeling of our Alumni House. Let us live for service, green and white proud.
This house belonged to Dr. White, our first president, as we are familiar with. And so the family wanted to keep the house connected to the university. And so Dr. Sutton's position was that since the alumni do not have any place of their own, that this would be an excellent project for the alumni to undertake.
The history of the Alumni House dates back to the late 80s, early 90s, when it was occupied by our original president, Dr. James Herbert White, his wife. Once the president retired and his family transitioned, we acquired the property in the late 90s, around the 1995-96 era, to begin to acquire it as the DeVere Ball National Alumni Foundation House.
We came through with the foresight of our president at that time, Dr. William Sutton, who was interested in leading the call for the alumni to have an independent function and place in which they could operate.
Well, with the options of gathering on campus being always an opportunity for alumni, we felt it'd be appropriate for our active alumni, our chapters, any alumni to be able to have an alternative to gathering on campus so that we don't have to tax their spaces as much, because it's a learning environment. The opportunities to gather with campus-related events sometimes can be a challenge to schedule. Having an adequate venue for the alumni to sanction this events would be considered an off-campus venue, allows us a little flexibility with engaging individuals from community.
Yeah, Charlie.
And to generate revenue.
There you go. I was trying to get you.
This property will be a revenue generating
Charlie.
source for the association in order for us to meet our objectives and obligations to the university.
Okay.
I feel excited to be a part.
Can't hear anymore.
See the same nurturing that I got when I was a student.
That means so much to me as a graduate of Mississippi Valley State University, having met my wife, having faced my fraternity, having pursued a double major from here. It has meant everything in the world to me as a practicing professional. And to know that there is tremendous opportunity for the next generation, yet still here, makes it all the more exciting for me as an alum to be a part of the Valley family.
I got involved with this renovation project when the Alumni Association reached out to our department, Engineering Technology. And the head of our department contacted me and said, "You're an architect on our staff, and they're interested in having renovations." So we talked about, could it be something the student would be involved with and helping me? And spoke with the Alumni Association, and they were interested in that. And that's how we got started.
Some of the first things we did was came over and we submitted the whole house inside and out. So we took pictures of the firewall drones to able to see what we missed that we did to renovate.
I chose to participate in the renovation of the Alumni House because I, in talking with the Alumni Board, realized that their values and my values were aligned, that this was an opportunity to make an older building have new life, and an opportunity to connect the things we teach with our students with a real project. And so the opportunity to bring a student on board and to be involved with the Alumni Association, I felt was a worthwhile investment of my time.
By the end of this renovation project, as Mississippi Valley State student, I hope to gain the knowledge, the experience, and the opportunity to know what it takes to be in a construction industry.
Hey, after hearing from several of the alumni leadership and immediate past presidents, the architects and students, we're here to show you what we plan to do. What we'll have here is what you consider to be the drop-off. This would be the entry to the Alumni House. We will feature a drop spot for all of us Delta Devils to not get wet. Come on inside. So as we enter into the Alumni House as it stands, we have this staircase that's always greeting us. However outdated and out of spec, this will be replaced with a opening floor plan to our gallery to serve as a host for exhibits, students' work, and guest artists. So come and take a look and see what we're going to do. with the gallery area. So now as a part of this open floor plan, we will have what we call a bar area as a part of this main gallery open area. It's an open floor plan now, so that we'll be able to accommodate exhibits and mild receptions and more intimate receptions. Now we will take place we'll be coming to the area that's called the meeting room. This is where all our meetings will be held and conducted. It'll be able to be divided into 2 different meeting spaces, outfitted with the latest technology for us to facilitate great conferences and meetings. And this is the back door that will take you to the courtyard area. Now we've made our way to the outdoor pavilion and courtyard, where we will be able to host several pre and post-game gatherings for fellowship with our alumni, from an outdoor kitchen and service area, along with bistro tables for a really nice outdoor experience before the games and after the football games. After seeing all that we're planning to do here at the Zero Ball National Alumni House, we now need your support. We need you to contribute to this project. You can go online to contribute at www.mvsunaa.org, and you'll be able to make the pledges and contributions to this cause. We're excited, and we want you to remember that Mississippi Valley State University National Alumni Association is living for service, bringing a white crowd. Thanks, and we look forward to your support.
All right, that was the video. You can see more of that from our YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and search MVSUNAA, you'll see all of our videos from our previous alum talks and our professional development pieces, a couple of charting ceremonies, everything that we do that's been provided virtually. You can see that on our YouTube channel. Again, thanks everybody. This has been a well-spent Saturday morning. I hope you all have a good rest of the day and look forward to staying in communication with you. There will be a follow-up email that Olivia will send out with all of the PowerPoints or in a PDF version of the presentations for you to review yourself. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to the President's Circle or to any of our leadership team. Again,
President
thanks
Rick,
everybody. Yes.
President Rick, just a very quick announcement for the ones who are still on. Olivia has informed us that we had 15 people in the overflow Zoom, so our attendance was at least 115 today.
Amen. All right. Very good. We're gonna increase capacity next time to accommodate 250 to 500 virtually, but hopefully we will be face to face here shortly, and we'll be needing to get the gym, the Harrison Complex for our general body meeting. That is the intention. And then we'll leave from there and move to the stadium if we need to for our general body meetings. We will accommodate you now. Don't get it twisted. We are excited of this season and time that we're in. Thank you all so much for your attendance. I love all of you and look forward to representing you and working closely with you. God bless you.
President.
Yes, sir.
Mr. President. This is Brady. Charlie, thank you for your service, sir.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be seeing you all later on. That's all I want to say.
President Richmond.
Yes, sir.
If the meeting is about to end, you need to call for an adjournment.
For an adjournment, yes. I'm sorry. Our great parliamentarian, I want you to know you are on it, my buddy. That is why we got you, to keep us in order. So I'm going to call for a motion to adjourn. Anyone?
I move.
It has been so moved and second by
President Richmond.
Yeah.
They need to state the entire motion instead of so moved. Will state the entire motion.
I'm so glad I am so glad you said that.
Go ahead on. That's what I'm talking about, parliamentarian. So let's try this again.
Thank you. President Redmond, Norma Quinn from Humphreys County. I move that our meeting be adjourned.
Can I get a second?
Second. Charlotte Tyler was second.
All right then. It has been moved and properly second that this meeting be adjourned. You all are consider yourself dismissed. Amen. Thanks, everybody.
Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you, parliamentarians.
Great job, Mr. Parliamentarian.
Yeah, I need you in my meetings, Mr. Parliamentarian.
Okay,
He gonna do a workshop. That's
I
all. He gonna
definitely
do a
need him in
workshop.
mine.
Margaret, we gotta train our parliamentarians.
We gonna have to.
That's it. We gonna do it. We gonna do it. Thank you, guys.
Later, everybody.
Hey, Jerry,
Bye-bye.
Farley said he's gonna pay his lifetime membership. Arthur
that?
gonna pay his lifetime membership.
All right then. Yes, we receive it right now.
And he said he gonna join the V Club.
Yeah, keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Okay, we got this.
All right then. Thanks, darling.
And Vic Bird gonna get back active.
There you go. That's it. Y'all keep on. It's keep it coming. Keep it coming. Yes, indeed. But we'll be following up with everybody.
Yeah. Great meeting. Good day.
All right.